Hey, Corey Peterson with the Kahuna team at West USA Realty Revelations. I want to talk to you about short sales real quick and really, the process of it. So, most people are in this situation right here where their house is upside down. And the question that I get asked a lot is, can we get out? Can we get out of this situation? Most people in this situation are, honestly, they're depressed, it sucks. And they're looking for answers, and they have a lot of questions. So I want to answer a lot of some of the questions that I think have to do with mainly just the process. What's the process of a short sale? And I've really simplified it here into 6 steps, and we'll deal in these just real quickly. But it's not as complicated as you might think, right? And let me preface this too. With any short sale that's out there, I would really recommend that you seek strongly legal counsel and tax counsel as well, because I'm not a professional in that, and really it's good to get great advice from those professionals as well. But here's a real simple formula of kind of the process. So the first process is you need to find someone, either a realtor or a lawyer or someone, it could be an investor, someone that knows how to negotiate a short sale. In other words, they do this as their business primarily. They don't just do maybe 1 or 2, but they do a majority of their business in short sales. We do a lot of short sales. I negotiate a lot of my own short sales that I'm the buyer on as an investor. But we have a dedicated person on my staff that does just that. All she does is talk to the banks and negotiate on your behalf. The other part, I put this as 1.5, real small here, but for any offer to really work, what you do is you got to have an offer on the property. The banks don't want to talk to you unless you've got something that interests them, like an offer. So you have to have an offer in hand. And then once you get an offer, what you want to do is you're going to complete, and actually you'll do this when you list your property, is you're going to complete the required paperwork that the bank is going to need. And that's going to be forms like your W-2, your taxes, your current income. They're just going to want, your bank statements. They're going to want a lot of information, and honestly, it really sucks. I mean, it's the part of the process that's painful, and you have to show them everything. They're going to want a P&L. They're going to want a reason why you're having to short sell. And those are the things that we help you with. We make it very simple and as easy as possible, but it still requires some work on the person that's wanting to short sell. So once you have a completed packet, the next step is my negotiator takes that packet, we upload it into the bank systems. A lot of banks now have systems that are specifically made just for short sales. So we upload that, and then what we're waiting for is we get a confirmation that they actually received our paperwork. And then the next step is the bank will usually assign a negotiator to that file. Now, once a negotiator is assigned, that really helps the process. And what they'll do, the next thing is they want to determine the value of the property. So what they're going to do is they're going to do what's called a BPO, or that stands for Broker's Price Opinion. And that's where they send usually an agent, or maybe it could be a certified appraiser, to go look at the property, and they're going to help tell the bank what that property is worth. Now, the reason they'll usually send an agent or a realtor is because they pay them a lot less money than a full-blown appraiser. So they send a BPO agent, and then the next step is once the BPO comes in and everything's kind of done, they might request some additional paperwork, some additional documents from you, the seller. But then they're really going to do one of 3 things. They're going to accept the offer, they're going to counter the offer, or they're just going to plain reject it. Okay. Now, normally in offers that are strong, they look at the whole offer in detail. Is it a cash offer? Is it a financed offer? The banks look at all those things. They want to know, hey, if we do this, can we get our money? And then really is once they, let's say they accept it, then the next step for the bank is to send the approval letter. Now, the approval letter is an important piece that you're probably going to want to review with an attorney or legal counsel. It's because it's the verbiage in there that's either going to give you some debt relief, or there's you want to check that verbiage. That verbiage is really very important, right? And really, this is really the process of a short sale. It's not that complicated, but it just helps that you have someone that knows the little pieces and you can move the process along. Most short sales are not done successfully. And honestly, it's usually not the seller's fault. It's the agents that are negotiating its fault. And here's an example of what happens. Somewhere in this completed required paperwork, the bank says, hey, well, you've got a task to do, and they want it done in a relative quick amount of time. Well, what happens is sometimes the agent forgets to email or whatever the process is, that paperwork doesn't get turned in time. And if it sits there for long enough, the bank's just going to reject the whole file because you're not getting paperwork in timely. So I've seen that happen. There's a bunch of different scenarios that you can get into with other people and how they negotiate, but know this. Over here at Team Kahuna at West USA Realty Revelations, we know our stuff. We know what we're doing. We've done it for a while, and we're good at it. And honestly, wouldn't you want someone that actually kind of knows the process and can sit down and say, here's the steps, here's how it works, here's what to expect, right? So let us help you in your short sale. Please call us, or I think you can go to a website down here at the bottom of our screen, or you can call us at 480-235-2336. Have a wonderful day.